All right, so in part one of the creative journey, we were talking about just trying to identify specific moments in our lives where we might have had glimpses or signs from the universe on having a creative gift or being an artist or anything. So in this video, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper and try to dig into my actual discovery process a little bit and hopefully shed some light and clarity for you. Okay, I was well into my 20s, probably late 20s when I even discovered that I even had a gift in its entirety, and probably still don't even know all of its entirety. Still in discovery mode. So I had just navigated through society trying to fit in. All right, so get this. My true identity deep down inside of me was an artist. I identify as an artist. Okay, great. But had no clue. I was what you would call, I guess, lost. Spiritually, you could call it, or just like most people growing up, and most creatives. I'm not gonna say most people, because some people get on a path from a young age, or listen to what or watch what other paths have taken other people and just follow that path. For an artist and a creative, it's a little bit different, because 9 out of 10 times you creating your own, like you paving your own path. Like, this is something that you're making, that you're creating. So it's a little bit different than saying, oh, all right, that's the path I want to walk down in life. All right, this is the resources that it's going to require. Let me try to do everything I can to try to walk down that path. For artists, it's a little bit more unstructured, in my opinion. There are structured like pathways for art, don't get me wrong, but for a person that is trying to discover if creativity or art is going to be a pathway for them in life, you feel lost at times. But I would say that I did have crazy ambition. Like, my ambition, even to this day, is just unbound, and I knew how to express that very well. The desire to be successful, the desire to hit my goals, and the desire to just share my ambitions with anybody who ever inquired. So knowing that I was filled with all of these dreams and visions just to be successful, and then trying to tap into that ambition, what I found was every system I found myself in, whether it be a job, 9 to 5, an institution, college, whatever the structure or organization or system that I had plugged myself into or was plugged into, my ambition is what propelled me to do well, or at least strive to do well in those systems, and kind of harness the specific gifts inside of me to tap in to just be successful in whatever it was. That climbing up a corporate ladder, was that being successful in school, like whatever it was, I just tapped into that ambition that I knew I had. I always used that ambition as something I could tap back into. So what I did is I relied on the training of those systems. So I get plugged into these systems, whether it's institution, whether it's school, whether it's work 9 to 5. I rely on the training, use my special ambition that I knew I had to be successful and be good at it, and just strive for greatness in that. But I would say the big problem for me with that was all of my influences were coming from somewhere else, somewhere outside of me. Like, I was being influenced by just things around me. Like, I would have to find inspiration from things outside of me, and that's fine. Like, when you're being filled up by something or some kind of content, or not just content. Nowadays it's content, but back then, you can find inspiration just through experience, going through different things, but none of it was coming from inside of me. So I noticed that there was sort of a void there, where I was just constantly seeking outside of me, constantly seeking, just kind of being on the lookout for inspiration, so it could just keep me like fueled to keep going with my ambition. So, what changed everything for me, honestly? Opened my mind to a whole new realm of possibilities, ultimately created a new reality for me. I'm gonna jump into what changed everything in part 3. So next part of the segment, I'm gonna cut this one right here, just to kind of let it breathe a little bit, and then we'll go into like the specific thing that was a determining factor in like my creative journey. All right, so check out part 3. It's coming.